Christmas is here. It's right around the corner. And we've got some work to do. Let's get to it. We've got lots of stuff to do, so try to keep up. So here's what we have so far. We have various rips of oak, a couple different species of wood here, left over from some, jobs that I've, been paid for. We have Purduke. We have one band of Purple Heart, and gotta really figure out where I want to use that, how I want to use it. We also have black walnut, a good bit of black walnut, and a couple of strips of sapele. So this piece right here is going to function as the back of the desk lamp, okay? And I'm not really sure what to call it yet. It's kind of like a bedside table / lamp. So this is going to be the main support of the back. All right, now what I've got to do now is I've got to actually lay everything out and kind of figure out how I want this glue up to go. But yeah, this is kind of what I do. All right, so on to the next step. All right, for you it's been a second, but for me it's been several days. I ran out of sanding paper for the table sander, and that wasn't such a big problem, but I also burnt up not one, but 2 of my shop vacs for dust collection. Yeah, so that sucked. But they were old, outdated, and say lovey. Anyhow, here's what we got. We got all the blocks cut, sanded, and I added a little taper to the edge of it. You're probably not going to see that in the video, but that kept the burrs off, and it's not going to slice your hand anymore. If you try and slice it with the wood, it's not going to work well. It's very nice. It's not going to cut your hand if you run your hand across it now. But yeah, if you can see the pattern I'm going for, my goal is glue them up and then cut them down in the middle and then invert them to have the pointy ends facing each other. Yeah. Get it? Yes? No? Maybe so. Anyhow, before I do any of that, I'm gonna take a torch to it. Alright guys, before you freak out, I'm not going to take the torch to any of my special lumber. I'm not doing this on every one, just doing it on a few of them. Kind of give it a little bit of a darker contrast than the rest of them come. Since plain red oak is boring, Doesn't really have a whole lot of flair to it. Yeah. Oak burns up nice. It's nice, very nice. I'm gonna put on ever so light, I think so lime. Said and done. All right, now it's time for the tricky part. Put on just enough glue. I don't want the glue to spill out too much. Here we have it. We're all blah, 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 blah. All right, so as you can see, we have it all glued up. 3 sides to this table are done. Now, I don't know if you could quite call it a table yet. It's more of like a end table slash nightstand slash lamp. At least that's the plan. Might end up as wall art on my wall of shame. I'm going to let these cure overnight, and tomorrow I'm gonna cut them right on down the middle, invert them, and start figuring out a way to actually put these all together. What's that? Oh yeah, we're not gonna do that yet. We're gonna do this first. When we figure this out, we're gonna base all of our dimensions to that off of what we're left with over here. I'm interested to see how I figure it out. On to the next shot.
24 hours later.
The glue up went great. I only have one small problem right here, and I don't think that's gonna be an issue. So what we're gonna do is take it over to the table saw sled. We're gonna cut these in half, and we're gonna go from there. But first, we're gonna strip off the glue and squeeze that onto the back side. But mostly we're good.
One hour later. 5 hours later. 1 eternity later.
Well, as you can see behind me, this is kind of what it's going to look like. It's a little mock-up. Let me show you a little bit. The back of it, I still have to build. I'm going to take this piece of oak and these strips, and I'm going to fill the back end. All right, because obviously there's a whole lot right here that's really holding this together. So you got what will potentially be one glue joint and another glue joint. This side doesn't even have a point of contact. I am going to make a plywood bottom. Actually, I'm not gonna do plywood. I got some paneling. It's just been sitting around the shop. I've got nothing to do with it. It's off an old barn door there built. And yeah, I'm gonna use it. So I have decided Well, the fire caused a little bit of a cup in the piece of paneling that I cut out for the bottom. That's to be expected, it's okay. As you can see, I got my weight man holding everything down for me. He's good at holding stuff down. I'm going to seal the base of it before I put it in for the final build because I don't want it moving at all while I'm still in the process of building the rest of it. Got the back wall pieces ready to go. They're gonna get cut down here in a second. My piece of oak is sitting just off camera. It's gonna function as the main support of the structure. I'm excited. I think this is gonna look really awesome. And as soon as we get the main portion of the build done, we're gonna start working on the cool part, which is the top, and start adding some LEDs and stuff. It's gonna look really cool. Stay tuned, you don't wanna miss this. Yes, like, share, subscribe, comment. Oh, yeah, hey. Yeah, do you see it? Do you see it? Yeah, there. Kind of looks like he's having a stogie. Yeah? Yeah. Anyways, that was the worst glue up of my life. I have never spent so much time and frustration gluing something up. And I just had a pretty massive glue up about 4 months ago. It was nothing compared to this. This has been challenging. It's been fun. The main body of it's done. Tonight we're gonna work on the base and the top. There's still a lot more to go. So let's finish. Woo! That's pretty awful. Yeah, I don't think that it's gonna get fixed. That was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be to get a perfect square.
Round 2. Sand.
Right, today I am using clear dyes. I'm going to be using up some stone coat epoxy, and I'm also going to be using up some tabletop epoxy probably a little bit later on. So, yep, let's resin dyes. We're going with sapphire blue, we're going with purple, we're going with blue, and we're going with green. Alright, we're going to mix all this up by hand, so it's going to kind of suck. We're going to start by pouring the B first, because I only have a little bit of it. And we're going to try to even out all 4 of these cups. We don't need much. Well, I've got some problems. What can I say? What's the old expression? Those who fail to plan to fail? I disagree. Those who fail to plan have to make a lot of course corrections in said not plan to make plan that didn't actually happen. Yes. In my haste, I made this beautiful top. Gonna sit like that, but as you can see, I forgot how to read a tape measure, And here we are, this is already built, and I am not willing to cut up even more of this Purple Heart to actually make it work. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take the scrap that I got left over, and I'm gonna rip it down into 2 strips, and then I'm gonna take this piece of Purduke, I'm gonna rip it down into a smaller piece, and it's gonna sit inside, and it's gonna be like an outer band wrap going all the way around. That'll give me the width that I need to correct this, to make this actually protrude further than that. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could just take the piece of Purduke and offset it and drop it down and give it like a shelf effect. But, you know, I've already wasted so much time doing this now and done it difficult every other step that I might as well just keep going and being difficult. Anyways, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do the base. Hopefully. I've already done the base once and screwed it up, so who knows? If you're watching, that means that I succeeded at doing something, because I wouldn't have posted it otherwise. Let's get to it, booger face. All right, well, it's cold. It's very cold. This is like the coldest time of the year. So I'm here in my paint room / epoxy room / whatever I want it to be room. And that's where I've got my thingy.
Typical doggy.
Right there. Yeah, that thing right there. This is gonna be the top. All right, guys, I'm almost there. So close I can taste it. I think you get the point for now. Well, it's only been a second for you, but I was literally up till 2 o'clock last night trying to get it to this point. I have gotten the edge of this seal with linseed oil. It's looking pretty sharp, I gotta admit, I like it. I've got my exterior border on the side. Nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. We're going to layer this with some epoxy tonight, and hopefully that's not gonna be an issue. So if you are a praying person, please give me a quick prayer. Oh. Hey, fancy meeting you here. You don't mind if I kind of just reach in and do my thing, do you? Okay. This up with epoxy, and then we're gonna fill this up with epoxy. See? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This is what we got. An absolute travesty. A travesty that I am going to solve today. Alright guys, that'll about do it for this video. I learned a lot, tried a lot of new things, did some things I've never done before, and I gotta say, I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I got in too much of a hurry, and I overlooked some, key measurements, and I think all the mistakes that I made, it all ended up working out in the end. This is not a piece that I would sell. Simply because it's got too many blemishes in the epoxy. Now, that's why we do stuff like this. These are what I call proof of concepts. You think of something in your mind, you think, hey man, that's gonna be a really cool idea, and then you do it. Your first one isn't always gonna be your best, and that's okay. I'm going to give this away tomorrow, and hopefully the person who receives it is going to appreciate it for what it is. It is a craftsman's work of art. And that's how I'm labeling it, and nobody's going to be able to tell me any different. I really do love the way that everything turned out. I think that it's got a really modern, futuristic look to it. It kind of reminds me of the inside of the Death Star in Return of the Jedi. When the Millennium Falcon's going, shoo, pew, 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 pew. That part? Yeah, that's a cool part. Anyhow, you guys, it's been a pleasure. Stay awesome, stay crafty. Until next time, guys.